Good day, dear citizens. Let me introduce the presentation about the chemistry department and about the Olympiad of foreign citizens. Today we are going to discuss two branches. The first branch is bachelor's degree and specialty. First of all, let me tell some words about this Olympiad. The participation in the Olympiad is a great opportunity to test your knowledges and assess your readiness to study at one of the leading universities in Russia. And the Chemistry Olympiad is held remotely using a proctoring system. During the Olympiad of Chemistry, you can use some stuffs. What are they? Of course, this is a periodic table of chemical elements. We call it the Mendeleev's periodic table, and solubility table, metal activity series, pen or pencil, of course, and some sheet of papers or starch papers to do your exercises. Of course, a bottle of regular drinking water if you need, and calculator. All the tasks which test your knowledges in the field of general inorganic, physical, and organic chemistry. There are 20 test questions in this test. I should tell you that they are different. The question from 1 to 10, they are rather easy, and just 1 point will be you can get to this exercise. Question from 11 to 15, they are just some more difficult, and they are 3 points. The question from 16 to 20, they are just the tasks for calculations, the problems for calculations, and they are worth 5 points. This gives a total of 50 points, which are converted into 100 point of gradient system. That means the coefficient is 2. For each exercise. You can start the Olympiad test with any question, and you can return to questions and correct your answers throughout the bulletin round. Important, be attentive and manage your time wisely. And now let's just have a look about the exercises. What will be in the exercises? Exercises and problems of general chemistry. What it can be. It can be modern concept of atomic structure. You can use the periodic table to solve these problems. The periodic law of Mendeleev, chemical bonding and structure of matter, the diversity and characteristic of chemical reaction. That means chemical kinetics. Very easy exercises. Kinetics of thermodynamics. About inorganic chemistry. In organic chemistry, you should know classification and nomenclature of chemical compounds, feature of the composition, structure, chemical properties, and genetic relations of substances of different classes. Organic chemistry, classification and nomenclature of organic compounds, feature of the composition and structure of organic compounds, chemical properties, and genetic relationship of substances of different classes. And the most difficult, I think, for you will be, it is exercises from 6 to 15. It is the problems about chemistry of life. There you should know the main classes of bioorganic compounds, amino acids, proteins, etc. Classification and physicochemical properties of amino acids, peptide and peptide bond formation, structure, function, and classification of proteins. Carbohydrates, classification, structure, and function, and lipids, classification, and physical properties. It is chemistry of life. And there are some examples of problems, of questions, of tests you can see on this slide. General chemistry. The first example is using the following series of chemical elements. Choose 2 elements whose atoms have 2 unpaired electrons in the ground state in the outer level. Okay, you can see the range here. It is magnesium, silicon, beryllium, sulfur, and calcium. You can use a periodic table and write the structure on just solve the place of this atom into the periodic table. And using it, you know that silicon and sulfur just the answer of this exercise. The next exercise, it is the exercise for choose. It is they establish a correspondence between the salt formula and its ratio to hydrolysis. And you should know that some salts can react with water. Yeah, and here are 4 types of salt. First salt is aluminum sulfate. This salt is formed with a weak base and strong acid, and this salt will be hydrolyzed with aluminum, hydrolyzed at the cation. Okay, on this slide, you can see some topics which you should solve during these 45 minutes. They are general chemistry, then inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, and chemistry of life. And here on next slide, you can see some examples which you should do during your test. Now you can see here the correct answer of the first question. You can see on the slide, it is silicon and sulfur, correct answer. And for next exercise, answer will be for A, 0.4, for B, 0.3, for V, 0.2, and for last, barium nitrate will not hydrolyze during this reaction. There are, again, some exercises for general chemistry. You can see the correct answer here, and your exercises and your test will be like this. What about master degree? Master degree, of course, will be more difficult than the first test. This is the multi-choice question, calculation problems, and qualitative problems, reaction chains, prove the experiments. What will be there? The questions will be in basic disciplines, in organic chemistry, analytical chemistry, organic chemistry, and physical chemistry. And specialized disciplines, fundamental of quantum chemistry, chemistry of coordination compounds, spectral methods of analysis, structure of metals, method for obtaining new substances and materials, strategy of organic synthesis. The question from 1 to 10, they are easy. They are 1 point for each. Questions for 11 to 15, 3 points for each. And total, we will have 25 primary points. Coefficient is 4. The maximum number of all the tests is 100. And here under these slides, you can see the examples of the question that can be in your test. Here you can see this is the examples of the general chemistry here. You can find the correct answers here. For example, what bonds are present in nitrogen molecule? It is 1 sigma and 2 pi bonds. What another examples? Balance and following oxidation reducing reaction. There are 2 reactions. You should do it. Balance them and just calculate the sum of coefficient for the reducing agent and write the correct answer. Only number. The next exercise depends on the physical chemistry, thermodynamic. You should determine the heat of the formation of any substance. If you know the amount of energy released during the combustion, and just find the correct answer, calculate, do this exercise, and write the correct answer. Another example, which pairs of compounds can be distinguished using bromine water at room temperature. It's organic substances, some organic substances will be given, and you should find the correct answer for them. The special disciplines can be like this, it can be like this. The electromagnetic radiation range of some nanometers, the number will be here. Reflect to visible region, UV, IR, and radio waves. Another exercises can be calculation of solubility of substances, complex compounds, to using the instability constant or stability constant of complex compound, calculate the concentration of any metal, etc. And just this is the types of the exercises in your test will be. What literature and sites you can use? Here on this and next slide, you can see some examples of the sources which you use when you want to prepare to the tests. What it can be for baccalaureate test, specialty, it can be any books for general inorganic and organic chemistry which you use in your college and school. Here you can see some examples of slides and books with PDF file. You can use them as the examples. And the next slide, you can see the same examples of these books and sources. Okay, students, that's all I want to tell you. I want you to just try your opportunity to test yourself, and I wish you the best results during these exercises for you. Goodbye.